think mess and they think chaos, right?
Yeah.
It can just be staying motivated when you are spinning multiple plates. You
Yeah.
are doing multiple things in life, and you can find yourself feeling overwhelmed at times, or you can find yourself feeling like, oof, I don't know how I'm gonna get through all this stuff that I said I was going to do.
What's up, and welcome to the Femme Fit Chicks Podcast. We're your hosts, Aurelia Holmgren and Brit Inez. Here we talk all things health, wealth, womanhood, and of course, ownership. So sit back or stand up straight on that treadmill and enjoy today's episode. Hey, what's up, y'all? And welcome back to season 3. Oh my goodness. Season 3 of the Femme Fit Chicks Podcast. It's your girl, Aurelia Holmgren. And go ahead and introduce yourself for the people.
And it's your co-host, Brit Inez.
The one and only besties. If you are new to our show, welcome. We are best friends long distance. For now, you never know. Life happens.
Never know where life takes us.
And we literally see each other maybe 2 to 3 times a year. So this is how we make it happen. This is how we stay connected on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And one day we were just talking, and another day we were talking, and we were like, it would be a great idea to put on a podcast to start bringing in people that we know are amazing, but you may not know. And so we are so excited to welcome y'all to season 3. And today we're going to do some recaps, let you know what's been going on since the top of the year. And we're going to talk about staying motivated in the mess. Because life can get a little messy sometimes.
Life can be lifing. So we're going to talk about how to get through it with grace.
So let them know what's going on with you since the new year. Where you at? What's happening?
Gosh,
what's not happening? What's going on?
I feel like we haven't talked in so long. Okay, so top of the year started. I am, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm a fitness coach, a wellness athlete, content creator, and I also work in marketing. So I have decided to get back into in-person training here in San Antonio with Warhouse. So that is something that training has always been near and dear to my heart. People always ask, why do you do so many different things? Like, why do you just do so much? I'm like, because I love it. Because I absolutely love it. In and out, through and through. So it's just, as you know, like even when we meet up, we get to see each other in person. That energy in person is so different than what you get during the screen, right? You know what I mean? And all y'all who are listening and you got long distance besties, relationships, whatever, let us know in the comments. It is nothing like that face to face, right? So I'm finally able to get back to that, and I truly enjoy that. So that's been like one of my biggest updates for the year. Since we last talked. Trying to think. Yeah. Other things that are happening. I can't believe we are now coming into season 3.
Yeah.
It seems like it was just yesterday. We were figuring out
we were thinking of colors.
we didn't even know we was going to record on or anything like
we
that.
We had no idea.
I was going to take a little minute and give us both flowers for entering into our third season. And for everyone that has tuned in, tapped in, locked in with us from day one, we super appreciate you. We also have some merch that we have launched this year. On that note, I used my mug this morning.
We're always here for product placement. This is one of 2. For you coffee lovers, we got something for you too. Motivation in a mug, which is perfect for today's episode.
It is. So I'm super excited about that. And just continuing to make genuine connections with people, live life, learn lessons, and just try and get better by the day.
And I'll give you your flowers too, because I feel like I used to feel very alone in this whole like multi-hyphenate world sometimes of like, why are you always doing so much? That's like the common question, but it's like, we only get to do this thing once. I'm not waiting 10 years to go do the thing. Now, I'm not trying to fill my plate up to the point of exhaustion, but if an opportunity presents itself, especially when it's an opportunity to serve and to help people, to help them in their lives, you helping them with fitness is going so far beyond, right? Like when I help people with voiceover, it's not about voiceover. I'm helping people find the power in their voice. You're helping people feel confident in their bodies again, which means they're going to be confident in their speech. They're going to be confident in any room they enter. So I just want to give you your flowers, because every time I think, I don't know if she could pick up another thing, she's like, guess what I just picked up? And I'm like,
okay, but no, for real though, I don't think I can pick up another thing. I'm saying it here.
No more.
Nothing. My plate's full. Thank you. But my
No more.
plate's
She's
full.
got the
I'm at
weighted vest
capacity.
on, the ankle straps. No,
Listen, friend. We ain't got nothing left.
that's right. I
We
know
ain't got
that's right.
nothing
Look,
left. But it's
know
all good stuff.
thyself.
Yes.
But we
Yes.
love it. We love it. What's going on with me? Oh my gosh. So the end of the year. Oh, we haven't really talked about my hair, huh? The end of the year, I decided to get locks to start my lock journey. I've been in this season of wanting to consolidate and solidify more things in my life instead of kind of being everywhere all at once. And I've had many a years of hair trauma since I was a kid. And I realized that I could not enter 2025 doing the rotation that I was doing. It just wasn't working for me anymore between having my hair out, getting the braids, wearing a wig, thinking about a week. Like it was too much juggling. And so when I thought about every time I saw dancers with their hair and their locks, the freedom that they had, the joy. And, at this big age and stage, I'll be 40 this year. Oh, even though I look 50.
I'm fabulous.
Lucky, naughty and 40. I felt like it was time. Like I'm ready for something. I'm ready to watch like literally this like beautiful plant grow from my scalp. And now that I have found the loctician that I want to stick with, I know that I'm in the right place and space. So I'm super excited for that. I feel so confident. I feel so beautiful. Sometimes I'm just looking in the mirror. I'm like, I went shopping today and I tried on this jacket and I just said, girl, stop. And I just had to like take because the whole energy was just right. So that has been major for me. I put myself on a 6-week prep. By the time this comes out, you'll know what it's for. So I am going to be doing Legally Blonde, the musical. It is the first musical I ever did in October 2011. So I'm returning to the Delta Newhouse after almost 15 years. And I have a role as Pilar. And so these little girls were assaulting me with their bodies at that audition. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get whipped into shape. I want to be in the best shape that I can be, not just how I look, but cardiovascularly, how I feel, how I sing, my flexibility. So that is the focus for all of March. I'm already 2 pounds down since last Tuesday. For those that know about my bodybuilding life, I've now decided to only weigh myself on Mondays and Thursdays. And that has psychologically helped me so much. So I am just really excited for what is to come. And I'm excited for this podcast season. And we keep growing each year. And it's just really, really a testament to iron sharpening iron because this girl sharpens me all day. Even when she's not trying. I'm like, what would Brit do? Throw that lip on. And she did. Right. And she did.
And it's getting.
All right. So let's chat about staying motivated in the mess. What does that mean for you, Brit? What comes up for you with that?
So for me, the mess is not always like, I think people think mess and they think chaos, right?
Yeah.
Now sometimes it can be everything's on fire. We got to figure out what's going to be.
Some water.
Yeah. Sometimes love it. Plug. Sometimes it can just be staying motivated when you are spinning multiple plates. You are doing multiple things in life and you can find yourself feeling overwhelmed at times, or you can find yourself feeling like, oof, I don't know how I'm gonna get through all this stuff that I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what the mess kind of looks like. And staying motivated is always come down to, and I've been saying this for years, and I'm going to continue to say it until I'm blue in the face, is remembering my why. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're not, go ahead on, tap the subscribe button, head on over to see our beautiful faces on YouTube. But in the back corner here, right above my mirror and walking pad and mobile desk area, I have a vision board that I created at the top of this year so that I can be constantly reminded of my why. Yeah. I think it's really easy to, when we're getting lost in the sauce and we're feeling like, oh, I'm tired, I don't feel like doing this. What's the point of this? Or, that negative self-talk can kind of creep up and cause us to not want to follow through with things we told ourselves we were going to do, remembering how we want to feel, not even 6 months down the line, 3 months down the line, 3 weeks down the line, that is what really helps me out a lot. And I've tried different things in the past, like a virtual vision board, is writing stuff down in a journal, but I literally see this poster here all day long. It's in my peripheral vision. I see it when I'm in the kitchen. I see it when I'm like sitting over there. So just being able to keep all my why top of mind is
Yeah.
one of the biggest game changers for me.
I love that. And I'll piggyback off of that in terms of the why, something that I do. So, for those that don't know, I'm also a life coach. And I just started a new program called the Goal Setter Success Club. Check it out, goalsettersuccess.com. And one of the things I make every client do when they're when they're shopping for a goal is what I call it, when they're shopping around for a goal, is to create one why that's for them and one why that's bigger than them, because there's going to be days where the why for you is not big enough. There were days when I did not want to get up and do cardio. So I had to make my why, my second why, something that would affect change in the world, in my community, with my partner, for my dog, whatever it is, so that it could be beyond me. And once again, I feel like I'm doing it from a place of service and not a place of obligation. So I love that you have that right there so that it always reminds you, like, ooh, okay, I love that I picked up this client. Okay, that's going to be some work I got to get done, but I got my eyes on the prize and I
Mhm.
know exactly where this is going to take me. When I think about motivation in the mess, I actually think too about the word motivation. I think it has a really bad connotation now when people say, like, it's not about motivation, it's all about discipline. But let's be honest, like, especially in this social media era, we are always seeing other people's X, Y, and Z. There's going to be, even if it's 1% of a comparison or a desire, and it does motivate you. Yes, when I saw those young ladies in their leggings, it did motivate me. I didn't feel discouraged. I felt beautiful in where I was, but it also motivated me, like, okay, I can get my body in my better shape in the next 6 weeks. So I think it's okay to allow motivation to push you. Not everybody can just wake up and feel that natural discipline. That is something that has to grow over time. And so it's okay to feel motivated and know that that motivation may leave, but in the process, that's how you start to build your discipline, is creating those whys. And so I think it's important that when we're thinking about all the things we're juggling, not to get discouraged if we find ourselves falling off and needing to come back, because that literally is what motivation can often be. It's just being able to find those little practices of discipline in between.
Absolutely. And I love that piece about the small things building up discipline, because a lot of people think that, oh, well, I feel motivated to lose 10 pounds. Okay, well, what's going to happen on the days when it's 10 degrees outside, it's cold, your bed's warm, you don't want to get up and do that 5 a.m. cardio? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but focusing on like those small little daily habits, those small daily things can go a long way. I also think what also helps with getting through the mess is knowing when to clear some things off your plate. I know we talked about this last season, but I
When
will
to hold
continue
them,
and know when
when
to
to
fold them,
fold them.
because sometimes you got to tap out. Sometimes you got to say, you know what?
You got to fold them things like Marie Kondo, okay?
Okay,
Boom, boom, boom. Tuck
yes,
it away.
yes, yes, because I think that's one of the big things too, is being able to be honest with yourself and saying, you know what, I'm a little spread thin, or I'm just mentally taxed.
Yeah,
I need a minute so that I can pour into these other areas and come back to whatever this thing is. Because if it's
right.
meant to be, it's always going to be, but everything has a season. So
Yeah,
I think it's being able to understand that and embrace that and not feel like you're taking a step back because you had to put something on hold, or you
right,
had to put something, you know, on the second level of the shelf instead of the top
right.
level of the shelf. Like, you know what I mean? It does. I think a lot of times we make that synonymous with failure, and I don't think that way at all,
Yeah,
because everything, you can do everything that you want, but you have to be open to doing it at the time when it's meant to be and meant to
yeah,
happen.
yeah. And we
Yeah.
have to, in that patience, right? It's sometimes we can feel like we're
Oof.
in a race and you look over and you realize you're just looking at yourself. You're like, who are you? I'm only running against myself. And like you're
Yep.
saying, it's really about taking inventory. Sometimes I literally have to jot down all the areas of my life. I have my daily gift sheet that has Femme Fit Chicks, Voice on Demand, Goal Setter Success. I know I can't do them every day. So if I know I got Voice on Demand and Goal Setters, I'm going to leave Femme Fit Chicks for tomorrow. So sometimes it's really about, like she said, the small things. Sometimes we think we need to sit for 4 hours every day in X, Y, and Z. By the second day, you're tapped out.
Yeah,
It's
you're
a
done.
bunch of small things done over time. That is what brings success.
Hmm.
Not trying to do something extremely long every single day. You're going to burn out. It's just not realistic unless you literally never want to leave the house or be social
Or have any
or
relationships
or
or
have joy.
yeah, all those
You'll
things.
have accomplishments but no joy.
Yeah, and where's the fun in that? Because no day is promised, and you can't take this stuff with you.
And in the words of the Housewives of Atlanta, a fashion show with no fashion. How dreadful. If you know, you know.
Tragic. Yes, yes, yes. I think just giving yourself grace and giving yourself space. You're going to hear us say that a lot because that's something that we do for each other a lot too. Is being like, "Hey, girl, listen. I know you said you was going to do this, but friend,
Mm,
you think
mm,
friend."
mm. You just start with a sound.
Hmm. 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 And it's always done with love. So if you see your friends out there, it could be family members, whoever, just spreading themselves too thin, don't be afraid to speak up because
Yeah.
sometimes, like, we just need to kind of hear from someone that loves us, like, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's okay goes such a long way. We've said it to each other at different points of our competing lives last year, and it saved both of us. I feel like, you know what I mean, from kind of things that we were going through mentally with our seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and it just goes a long way. So,
Absolutely. And I think
having
sometimes
strong
because
friends.
we're in the frame, right? We're in the picture. So sometimes we don't even see that the house is on fire.
Mm-mm.
We're too busy in the kitchen cooking, headphones on, watching a vlog, and the
Mhm.
house is burning and your friend is outside. Ding ding ding. Friend, I don't know if you noticed, but them curtains are gone. So
Mhm.
really allowing, sometimes you have to check into with your friends like, "Hey, how am I doing? Like, is there anything you're noticing that's like," and they're like, sometimes they're like, "Whew, child, I'm so glad you asked." Because sometimes you do want to step in and help your friends, but also, and Britt has been great about this with me, she's given me the time to come to the conclusion myself. She's like, if you go too far, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you in on it. But if I feel like you're getting to where, like, even today I was sending her a Marco and I was like, this is nothing you already don't know. I'm just saying it out loud because I'm really coming to the realization, but I'm sure you've already sensed this. And those are the kind of friendships we really need to have, especially for those that want and are doing more than one thing in life. I think
Or
it's
even
really,
if you aspire to do more than one thing.
yeah, you need that accountability. It
Mhm.
is so key. And a lot of times too, like I always say, you don't know unless you go, right? So you may have 10 things on your plate. If you want to test them all out, by all means. But if you get to the second one and you know it's not working, don't say, okay, I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going to go do the next one. It's
Yeah.
okay to let it go, you know, because
Yeah.
that ego, boy.
Ooh, that ego will keep you stuck, frustrated. It can have you broke.
Beyonce
Oh,
wrote a
so,
whole song about it. It's a
so
real
many,
thing.
yes, so many things. And kind of to your point earlier, you brought up with like social media. I think a lot of people are chasing things that they feel like they should, big air quotes around that, should be doing
Hmm.
because of what they see people talking about on social media. And you have no idea where that person is in their life, was in their life, what else they have going on. All you know is what they're kind of showing you, right?
Yep. Yep.
So don't get so caught up in these like social media highlights, if you will, of other people's lives, thinking that, oh, I'm behind because they're doing this and I'm not doing why. They're at here and I'm not there. Like, don't get lost in a comparison game because it will steal your joy each and every single time.
And you're going to lose. You
Oh,
can't beat
1000%.
somebody else at their own game. That's why it's their game and
Yeah.
not yours.
Yeah.
And in an upcoming episode, I did an interview with my friend Delijah, and she was talking about this as well. Like, you'll see somebody online in 3 months, they were able to do or get or win X, Y, and Z. And so now you feel that internal pressure to do the same. And so your life may have been very spaced out and well put together, and you were really enjoying it. But then when you saw something someone else had, and I've been guilty of that, I'll follow this one. She's kind of like a lifestyle person, marketing person, and she's in a whole other lane. She's in a whole other track. She's in a whole other state. She's far from who I am and what I'm doing. But every time I would get to look at her stuff, next thing you know, I'm up in the middle of the night editing my website and changing the verbiage and adding on random programs. And at some point, my business coach then had to like really tap me on the shoulder, like, are you doing this because this is what you think is going to service the world? Are you doing this because you see her doing this with the millions of followers? Yeah, with 1 million followers, you can make a lot of things shake. But right
Resources,
now, are you
tools, all
focused
that.
on the
Yeah.
following or where you're going to lead them,
Hmm. Hmm. And I think that's important to note because a lot of people can look at whatever people's end state is, whether it's someone that's in business, someone that's in fitness, it might be a mommy influencer, right? Like you might be looking at
Yeah.
stuff with your family, how you have your kids and everything, and kind of feel like you're not doing enough, you're not doing good enough, but you're exactly where you should be.
Preach. I always talk about this one time I took a video of me in first class and I posted it and everybody's responding. And then I posted another video and I was like, what y'all don't know is that I was in economy and these two women randomly got into a fight when I came to sit down. And because the flight attendants were so embarrassed about what was happening, they were like, man, we'll just put you up in first class. But how many of y'all looked at my first class flight and started to compare yourself? Man, I just wish I could. And it's one thing to be inspired, like, oh, yeah, next year, first class only, like, let's go. But it's
Mhm.
when it's then turns over to you starting to compare. When you had somebody else could be posting just like that and they never tell you what actually happened.
Mhm.
So really be careful, especially on social media now. Everyone's fabricating things for the sake of
Oh gosh.
trying to get views.
Yeah, yeah. And you have no idea what people had to go through to get to whatever it is that you're seeing. Like you have no idea what level of peace that cost them. So just know peace of mind is always a goal, the greatest goal. And that
Yep.
should motivate you to get out of whatever mess that you're in because once you're clear here, everything else falls into place.
Absolutely. Well, let's give one little practical tip for the folks what to do when they are motivated to stay motivated in the mess. I think we kind of gave some tidbits, but just so that you
Here
can
and
write
there.
it down. Yeah, grab your pens, grab your paper. Accountability. Find your 2 to 3 people. And if you don't have those people, that's pre-homework then. Is to start getting people in your circle that got your back, that will hold you down, that will, check you if they need to, but with love. Have those people because in something that my pastor said last week was instead of having to always get feedback on something, get feed forward. Ask people in advance before you do something just to get even if you decide to do what you want to do anyway, if you already know you're going to ask for feedback, you might as well ask for feed forward.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think part of that is also being vulnerable enough to be able to hear what other people have to say, because we can get so caught up in feeling like, oh, I got this, I
It
got
got to
this, I
be
don't need
this
no
way.
help. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is what I'm gonna do, this is how I'm gonna go. But we cut ourselves off to the gifts of feedback because feedback from the right sources can truly be a gift
Absolutely.
you know so
Course.
I would say in addition to accountability is to really get clear on your why. I feel that is going to help you tremendously so much on those tough days when you just don't feel like putting one foot in front of the other
Yep.
or finishing whatever it is that you say that you're going to start. Remember your whys, and not only just remember it but put it somewhere prominent. So you see here, if you're watching this, I have my vision board. I actually have post-it notes and I'm looking at right here behind this camera. I got some on my fridge, bathroom mirror, like in really prominent places. So it's always top of mind because it's one thing to just say, like, oh, I know my why is because I want my family happy or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
It's another thing to see it staring at you in the face, and putting pen to paper is very powerful.
Yeah. And sometimes too, you have these whys that aren't relevant anymore. And then you're
Mm,
like,
that part.
oh, shoot. Hello. That was my bodybuilding. I woke up that next day after the last show and I was like, the reason why I was doing this does not hold strong anymore.
Yeah.
Got to know when to hold them and when to
No
fold
one
them.
told. Yes. Yes.
Oh, well, this was awesome.
Just
If
let
y'all
us know.
go ahead,
Yeah.
no, but
What
you're
you,
gonna say what I was gonna say.
oh,
If y'all
yes.
got some methods to your madness, let us know. What are some
Mhm.
tips, tools, tricks, suggestions that y'all have? Shoot for us too. Okay. We're learning from each other.
We're learning
How
every
can
day.
how do you stay motivated? How did you transfer from motivation to discipline? Like what gets you going. Let us know some of your goals, some of your whys. Really interact with us this season. I want to talk with y'all. We're not Hollywood talk over here. We really want to know what y'all have going on. We really want to get some updates. We want your contributions. And if you have ideas for upcoming topics or people you want us to interview, let us know.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Do us a solid like, comment, share. If you watch my vlog, like, comment, share, subscribe. You got to like, comment, share, subscribe.
Hey, yes.
Bye,
And we'll see you
y'all.
guys all in the next one. Talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.